Well, I appreciate that introduction, and I hope you could hear the words, because it's truly meaningful to us to create a lifestyle of advantages, not only in wellness, but purpose and abundance as well. As in any new career or new job, some of you may be very new to this career, and some of you have been using Young Living a long time. But regardless, I think we can all understand when you come into a new career or a new job, you always come in at an entry level, right? And through your experiences and through learning new skills and so on, then you get to go up the pay steps. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse or a teacher or whatever business you're in. Does that make sense? Forbes magazine says this is the typical growth for small businesses. You can see the percentages. And that's pretty standard, and that's a good growth. Another entrepreneurial magazine lists them as the 5 annual growth rate levels for small businesses. I'm going to start at the bottom there. It says if a business grows less than 15%, still be very proud of that business because it will double in 5 years. So just keep doing the steps, doing the steps. But I'm going to jump down here. If your business is growing 50% or more, you're in hyper growth. If your business is doing greater than 100% annually, you're in light speed growth. There are senior stars, executives, and silvers doing these hyper growth situations. And you can be very proud of this group of people. You guys have done an amazing job. We want to open your mind to the possibilities that this isn't just a little fly-by-night business, and this isn't another one of those network marketing companies. This is a real career field. Young Living has a sustainable product that people would buy whether they do the business or not, and that gets very exciting because it will sustain you for years to come. We've had customers over 15 years that are loyal every month and have been for 15 years. So you have a possibility of leaving a legacy for your family. So remember that. You're probably wondering why in the heck there's a basketball photo in a business presentation. My son is a huge basketball fan, and I always like to tell stories so we can really make the point of what we're trying to talk about in business. Well, on the right side there is Phil Jackson, and he is the most consistent winning coach in the NBA. He has 11 championships under his belt, 2 as a player and 9 as a coach. And that's really quite unique. I think some of you recognize the other famous players, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. And one thing that Phil Jackson, he had all these people with raw athletic talent, but he made every one of them make sure that they could master the essentials. He wanted every one of them with all the same foundational skills, because he knew as a mentor and a coach, all of these amazing players could win a championship just on sheer athletic ability alone. However, to be a consistent champion, you have to master the essentials. And then when those basic foundational skills are solid, it releases the natural talents, and then what happens is you become, a synergy forms with the players. It's a chemistry that forms, and that's when you get that consistent championships. So the same is true with our businesses. What we notice is we want everybody having the exact same foundation. That's what duplicates. So whatever you learn here tonight, you go and teach it tomorrow to somebody, even if it's the dog. Because that's what duplicates. And you want to make sure that that's consistently going down to the next person so they have the foundational skills after. Then each of you have that amazing raw talent. You've got backgrounds and you've got experiences. You can, once you get the foundations, you can release your uniqueness. All of you have special niches or special areas of interest and those types of things. but you have to have the foundation so that you can consistently win championships. That's what basketball has to do with business. This quote, it opened my eyes. We are born with the innate sense of love, beauty, possibilities, fun, and adventure. And slowly the world shuts it out of us until we are hardened and conformed into somebody appropriate and safe, resigned to just getting by. That story spoke to me because I remember when we first started this business, and Michael said to me, "What are your possibilities? What do you see for your life?" And I'm going, oh, let's not go there. We both had great careers. He was an Air Force officer, I was a teacher, and my possibilities were all in the confines of that reality check. And I wouldn't allow myself to even think past what was real. And it took me a long time before I allowed myself the idea that there was even a vehicle that could bring us to other possibilities. And so I hope to open that for you tonight too, that there are possibilities. Open your mind and let's consider what this business can do for you. This is how we should feel in life and with our businesses. I think if you can see the photo clearly, it really expresses great joy and passion. And so when we look at our businesses, we want our dreams and our visions and our purposes to originate in our heart, because that's where the passion is. And if your vision is so small that it's about selling products, I think you should just go to the mall and get a job. This business is much more than that. We make a difference in people's lives. We get texts and emails and phone calls every day of people whose lives have been changed by these oils and by the nutrition. So this is way more than selling a few products. There's a vision out there that we can really make a difference in this world. And so I hope that this is how you leave here tonight, with this expression on your face. As we continue, I want you to think about that we are really messengers of hope. Young Living started by a man who had a vision. And that vision gave him such deep purpose in his heart that it really started a movement of people. And we really open, if you think about it, you're offering people an amazing opportunity. And so think about that. You're offering them an opportunity. And one of the things that I love is, you all know who Richard Branson is, the owner of Virgin Airlines? He says this: if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes. And then learn how to do it later. So that's what we're offering to others too. Say yes and figure out how to do it later. At first they're going to ask you why, but later they're going to ask you how. Now, as we talked about before, our personal lives and backgrounds, most of us come from traditional ways of doing business. And as we talked about before, we come in at an entry level, and then as our skills and experience get better, we go up the pay scale or the step ladder of businesses, depending on what you do for a living. And also, I think most of us are so used to the traditional 40-40-40 plan. You go to school for 4 years, and then you work 40 hours a week for 40 years, and you get 40% of your retirement. And so when we come into this business and network marketing, we're a little confused of how to do it because we're basing it on our background. And so I hope tonight we're going to make that transformation or transition to a different paradigm, a different way of thinking about business. It is our intention that this introduction helps you reflect on the concept of how important mastering the essentials is for the success of our businesses. The next foundational lessons will help you become system-driven, to release your passion and put your business into hyper-growth.